The Last of Us has came to a close and I was finally able to watch it. This show stars Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey as the two main characters as they go off to find a cure. This is gonna be a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the show yet, or if you do not care about getting spoiled, continue watching it, but if you haven't seen the show yet, go watch the show. But anyways, so let me get this straight. I love this show, okay? So before I start talking about it, I love this show. I highly recommend it. And love the game. Okay. So, now that I said that, this show is a great adaptation of the game. It's a very good adaptation. It's one of the best video game adaptations of the game. It got the story right, it got the cast right, it got the song right, it got the landscapes right, everything about the show got it right. But, the only thing that they didn't get right is, okay, this show is the same, it takes you, as long to watch the show as if it took you as long to play the game. Now, there is a lot the show skipped over that was in the game. More zombies, more action scenes. They skipped a ton of that in this show. And then, the show didn't, feel the same way the game was. Yes, the game and the show, they don't have zombies. There's no zombies in it at all. For it being an affected story, there should be more zombies. But there was more zombies in the game than there were in the show. The last time we saw a zombie in present day in the show was episode 5. And that was the last time we saw a zombie in present day of this show. Which is weird for it being a affected show. Yes, there is zombies in episode 9 and 7. But they're in the past, so it's not really the same. Now, speaking of episode 7, a lot of you guys, let me say this, a lot of you guys do not like episode 7 of The Last of Us. Me, however, I enjoyed it. It was in the exact same spot as it was in the game as a side mission. It fit perfectly. I felt like it, fit exactly where it was. Now, most of you guys were like, it stopped all the tension. It stopped the tension of it building up to the final episode. Yes, even though you guys think it is happening at the wrong time, I found it to be perfect. Because it was in the exact same placement as the game. I felt like it was perfect the way it was. That may be a hot take, but I found that spot to be a perfect fit for it. Yeah, this show has a bunch of good episodes, but I felt like episode 4 and episode 6 were the weakest ones, in my opinion. Episode 6, I felt like it was going on for too long. I felt like it didn't need to be that long, and it didn't really even cover everything that was in the game, so there was really no point of having it that long. I read this Twitter thing that a person said, this show's gonna win tons of rewards. Now, 2 things on that. 1, the year just started, and if no more shows come out that are good, then yes, this show will win tons of rewards. But if other shows come out that are better than this, those are gonna win rewards. It is still the beginning of the year, guys. So if no more shows come out, this is gonna win a bunch of rewards. Another thing, when I first saw the runtime for the final episode, I'm really? Only 40 minutes for the final episode? There's no way they can pull that off. They pulled it off. The runtime fit perfectly. It couldn't have been any longer, any shorter. Another thing, when Joel goes on the killing spree because they're gonna kill Ellie, the music playing in that scene was so perfect. It captured the mood of the story so well. You could hear it, and it was yeah, that fits perfectly. And the landscape in this show, it was like perfect as well. It was straight out of the video game. As in, yeah, this show shows like how to make a good video game adaptation. Even though I've kind of been roasting this show for a little bit, it is still a really good adaptation of the video game. I just felt like the video game did a better job at telling the story. It had like more time and more fleshed out, unlike the show. Well, it was fleshed out, but it just skipped over a bunch of the action scenes, and it just didn't feel the same. Like, I mean, like the relationship in the game is basically as good as it is in the show, but I mean, the part where Joel starts to trust Ellie with the gun, that part was completely skipped over in the show. I felt like it was just completely skipped over. Unlike the game, where it took a little while. In the show, it just happened so quickly in under 5 or 10 minutes. In the game, it took a couple of action sequences to get to that scene. But anyways, it's just minor details. I could keep going on, but I do recommend this show. If you watch this show and haven't played the game, play the game. The game is better. Check the game out. If you played the game and haven't seen the show, check the show out. It is still a really good adaptation. You'll just enjoy the game more. I'm excited for Season 2, and Season 1, I'm gonna give an 8.5 out of 10. This is a really good adaptation of the show, and I recommend checking it out. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.